Well, we'll be leaving the Lake Okeechobee area today and starting to head up the Kissimmee River. It doesn't look like there's much along that part of the trail until we get to pretty much Orlando. It's a nice sunrise this morning. It's like all the birds are just getting up too. Heading up out of the trees. Early start. Like to get started early and get some miles in before it warms up. This must be the bird breakfast buffet over here. Everybody in the neighborhood is here. Even some pelicans. Wow. This guy's all the way over here by himself. I think we have a wild hog with some babies up here. Hopefully she's friendly, Mama. Thankfully, she didn't pay much attention to my presence, and they all just moved into the brush line. As I went along, I would come across these hogs pretty often, actually, but I was always nervous when there was a mama with some babies. They can become aggressive. At this point on the trail, there began to be little to no shade, and the sun exposure was intense. Oh, nice. This is the first trail magic I've come across on the trail so far. Let's see. Oh, there's water in here. Cool. All right, we'll take a break and fill up. Pretty cool. There's this conch shell at the campsite somehow. Pretty neat. As the days passed on my journey, I was settling into a routine. My mornings would start just before sunrise, and I would set camp generally around 4. It would allow me to avoid the hottest part of the day, and since it was getting dark around 6, I had time to just relax, do some stretching, and enjoy a nice campfire. The next morning, it was cool, calm, and clear. And so far, I had only one rainy day, and that was back at Lake Okeechobee. It was also pretty dry through here, which was a welcome change. I wanted to fill up on water this morning, and there was a water source, a pond right next to the campground we were just in, but it's too difficult to get to, so I'm gonna push. And there's supposed to be another one about 3.5 miles from that one. Feeling a little dehydrated this morning. I don't know, I've got a little bit of a headache, but I think that's because of the weather change, because it's just right up front here. There's a front moving through, which is nice. It's cooling it down, but usually when that happens, I get a little bit of a headache for some reason. I don't know. Just passing through some nice pasture land now. Lots of happy cows out here, and a lot of cow patties. Yeah, this is an enjoyable part of the trail. Despite Florida's rapid development over many years, this trail reveals a vital counter-narrative. Extensive preservation efforts along with thriving agricultural and ranching operations still exist. The state still proudly has over 1.5 million head of cattle, which showcases a lesser seen side of Florida's landscape. Wow, that's a really cool oak tree here. He's been here a minute. Well, the first two sources didn't work out. They were just too difficult to get to. And I took this path down to this other campsite. It's a little off the main trail, probably going to be about a mile. But looks like I found a place to get water at least. Top off, slam as much as I can, and top off and head back towards trail. Yeah, we'll fill up here. Alright, so it is not the most appealing looking water, but it is water. and I needed some terribly. So now that we're filled up, we're going to head back to the trail. I don't know if he's coming out, but there's a little rabbit right here. That right there. Good little guy. Let him keep eating his breakfast. Hello, donkey. This is what we call Brazilian pepper. It's another invasive plant. Yeah. Not sure when it started showing up, but been around since I was a kid. It gets pretty big. We used to climb and make tree forts in them. Got a sap on it though. If you break it, it's all over you. That's low. Whew. These live oaks are some of my favorite trees of Florida. It just gets so pretty when you get this old growth and the air plants and the Spanish moss hanging from them, and they create just a massive canopy. Got a little snake here, green snake. Okay, snaky. We'll see ya. Okay, this says watch for aggressive ground bees. Okay. Sounds exciting. Well, we are starting off on a beautiful morning today. Air is crisp. Temperatures are going to be dropping over the next few days. Got a nice sunrise. It's pretty cool. There's a wild citrus tree here. Nice. I think it's a lime, maybe. Not sure. I don't know. We'll check it out at camp, and maybe it'll go well with one of our meals. Yeah, this is a beautiful part of the trail. I'm really enjoying this section. Oh wow. There's definitely an orange. Nice. Super cool. I would actually come across a good number of these wild citrus trees throughout this area. In this area, there were many airboats. That's because it's hunting season here. You can actually hear them in the background. The best season to complete the Florida Trail is also hunting season. Be aware that you will pass through many areas where hunting will actively be happening. Be mindful. One thing I did was try to wear something bright, and I had a hunter orange ShamWow on the back of my pack. There were many days where there was shooting, and a few instances where I actually crossed paths with hunters. Though there were no close calls, and the hunters I did come across were nice, it was always on the back of my mind. This section was incredible. The massive oak trees and the sunlight hitting the Spanish moss really made the experience today magical. Ooh, that's some chilly water. That was cold. Maybe it'll get some of the mud out of the shoes from earlier. Coming into Starvation Slough, it was time for a resupply, and I connected with my wife. It was great to see her and connect again, but it was also really good because we shared pub sub. And for those of you that don't know, Publix makes the best subs. This is camp. Starvation Slough. The next morning, coming off a nice visit and having something different than a dehydrated meal, my spirits were high, and I was back on trail to see what surprises awaited me today. I had a couple hogs come through my camp last night like a bull in a china shop. They were really close too. Didn't know if it would be better to get out of the tent and go to the picnic table or up a tree, but yeah, they were really rummaging around and tearing up everything. So luckily they moved on. I just kind of stayed quiet and figured the tent would be more like a blind and they'd be uninterested and do what they're going to do. But it can be dangerous. A while back, just after I started heading north from Lake Okeechobee, I came across a hog and a couple babies, but luckily they darted into the wood line. It's a nice cool morning this morning. The sun's really just starting to come over the horizon. A little bit foggy this morning. We should be getting to Kissimmee Prairie, Kissimmee Prairie State Park. These hardwood canopies with these live oaks are so beautiful, and they're just so massive. I mean, they've definitely been here a while. The citrus trees yesterday were pretty cool. It looks like there's actually one right there. It was neat to find those out in the wild. Thanks for joining me. Make sure you join me next time as I continue my through hike of the Florida Trail. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.